Hello, hello and welcome. Let the fun begin, right? We're going to learn something new about technology and give you some experience with that. So we're focusing on a mobile app that provides video messaging. The goal of this workshop will be first to provide an explanation of glide. Has anyone seen the sign for glide? What do you sign over here? Oh, like out along the ear? No, it's glide out in front of you. I've seen that sign more often. One thing about glide is it's very easy, and I will explain more about that as we go along. And while I'm explaining that, I'm going to also provide some of the pros and cons of some of the other comparable apps available on the market. And so you'll be able to see it's really like apples and oranges. I'll have a short demonstration at the end of my presentation. FaceTime, as you can see on the icon, is Apple's proprietary software. And it is great because you can buy it right there already installed on your iPhone. So it's set up and you can start making video chat calls automatically. The only problem is it's only iPhone to iPhone. It doesn't connect with other platforms. So if you have a friend with an Android phone, you can't make a call to them using FaceTime. Google Duo is really a great app because you can make calls through iOS and Android, but if you have to make that call, you have to get everyone to download it in order to make that connection. And Glide, let me show you why Glide is important. The biggest difference between all three of these is the first two is real time. So it's like making a video call. You get the person on the line, you make the call, you have your conversation and you hang up. Glide can be a recorded message for a person to connect to and read later and respond with a message, kind of like a text, but you are able to use your video messaging in that way. So I did a little bit of homework on Glide. I looked on the Glide website, and this definitely made me laugh here. So it says here, you know, I wondered how Glide works, and so I wondered if they kept the information confidential. So I looked this up, and you can see here the little green ninja elephant. And he's transporting the message, gaining power, going through an alley in New York. And so I thought that was an interesting way of them putting that. But they're just trying to be funny. But really, this was an important thing for me to look at. So for Glide, you can download it through the Apple Store, the Apple App Store, the Google Play, or through Windows, through Microsoft Windows. And all three of those will provide you the opportunity to download Glide. You can use it on 3G networks, 4G networks, and Wi-Fi. And they work just as well on all three. The Glide website they continue to use the word phone. They don't use the vocabulary cell phone or smartphone. They refer to all the devices as phone because most people use their smartphones or their devices as a phone. So by that meaning, it's any mobile device. It is available for tablet. It's also available on LTE, and it is available for the Apple Watch. And so you have all the different platforms. Coming this spring or in the next few months, I'm not sure of the release on that. is this CMRA. It's this new product, and it is a camera on the watch, which would provide the camera on the watch band to allow you to connect to the Apple Watch. And so the band itself has the two cameras in it, one that would be for the user and one that would be for recording away from the user. So you could apply this band to your Apple Watch and make your recordings, and that is coming out this spring. If you can pre-order, it's going to be cheaper, and if it's, of course, once it's released, that price is going to go up. Thanks. So I have some stories for you, some of the anecdotal evidence of my use. I decided to connect to my sister on FaceTime, because she has FaceTime and I had FaceTime, and so we went ahead and made the call. And she picked up and answered, and I looked into the screen and asked her, "What are you doing in the bathroom?" My sister's saying, "Oh, well, you know, the toilet broke and I'm in here fixing it." And I thought, okay, but it felt a little awkward to be making this call while she's in the middle of something. So to catch her in the bathroom. So that can be a downside, because you never know where the person is going to be. You know, you can see all of the background. You can see if they're out at a bar or driving in their car or in bed. You never know where you're going to catch them if you make a call this way. Keep in mind, you can't drive and text. There's laws in various states, and there's a strict fine if you get caught doing that, right? So with Glide, the great thing about Glide, you can record your message or during your free time, get that sent, and if the person's driving, they wouldn't automatically see that pop up. They have to get into the app to be able to see that and retrieve that message later. So it's not a matter of them driving and being anxious as they see the calls and the texts and the messages coming in. They can have that to be responded to later when they're at a safe place. One other interesting bit of information that I wanted to share with you. If I know someone is driving somewhere and I make a call, then I can be sued for that because I was aware of that person driving and I put them in a dangerous situation. You need to be cautious. If you know someone's driving, wait until they're done to make that call. So I was submitting a paper for a conference, getting ready to present to Deaf Women United, the organization for deaf women. And at that time, they sent me a response that they weren't able to accept my paper, which I understood and went about my business. And then they contacted me and they had said, "Oh, we had a change of plans. We would like you to make that presentation." So they said that they were going to have me present with someone from California. And that was a whole logistical issue because I didn't know this person. And so this organization is asking us to come together and present. And I was thinking, how are we going to make this happen? So the colleague from California suggested Glide, and we have used that ever since. And so this is where I gained that information. So you can, from New York to California, just make that connection, send that message, even while they're sleeping, because you know there's that hours difference. And so it's better than calling and waking someone up at 3 in the morning because of that time difference. So that's a definite advantage. You can send it as soon as you think of it, and they can retrieve it when they have their free time. The other thing about Glide is that you can send to a specific person, or you can send to a group. So it makes it easy to send to the same message to 5 or 10 people. And that's great if you're working on a committee. You can work with the committee in the group and send them the same message. Another advantage of Glide working with a group is some people prefer to see the text in the words, and some people would rather see you signing. And so with Glide, people have the choice. I can send a video and attach a text message and send a video of just signing and let it be a conversation that way. So it lets there to be an integrated format of signers and texters. It's great to have that option. Can you imagine if some of the students here with their communication preferences were able to use that? Because this would provide the communication access for both. So last Saturday, it was someone's birthday, and I decided to send, a message on FaceTime, and so I clicked on FaceTime and thought, oh no. I'm sorry, I got into Messenger. So I went back to make the video, say happy birthday, then I had to save it, then I had to go into the Messenger app, copy, cut, and paste, and get that sent out. And what a headache. It wore me out. I needed a drink after that. But really, my point is with Glide, it's all in one place because you have a couple of options. You can have the video become a live recording, so it sends it immediately as soon as you get done recording it. Or you can make the recording, and as soon as you check it, know that it's right, you're ready to send it, then you have the time to send it. So it really is a live or a pre-recorded option. I like to check before I send it, just to make sure. If you wanted to sing happy birthday, the people are going to be seeing your face as your smile, and you can sing happy birthday to your friend and text with a birthday card or the emojis on there. If they only get the emojis, they're kind of like, oh, thank you. But with seeing your actual face, it makes it a more personal message. So if you happen to put something in your kitchen and your friend, if you wind up forgetting something in the kitchen and your friend is like, oh, I forgot it and I need you to get it, you know exactly where it is to go. With text, you're kind of like, I forgot this, and I'm going to have to explain it in a whole long text where you have to go and what you have to do to find it, and it's a lot of work. So it's better if you can make that quick side message and let your friend know where it is so you can get that back. If you are, if for some reason you need to explain a whole complicated situation to your boss or somebody of importance, you might look through and write down what you're thinking and make the whole message. This could take like an hour to try to get this exactly perfect, and then go ahead and explain what you've written on your video recording. Because if you're doing it live, then you're maybe still upset and you're trying to figure out what you want to say, and then you get this crazy message like, oh, I'll call you back later. But with Glide, you can write down your thoughts and you can record it and then get that appropriate one and message sent and respond. So I've had no problems with both recording live and recording it and sending it after the fact. When I record it and send it, Glide will let me know when that other person has read it. So I know that it's been received, and I feel confident that they have received that and obtained that message. You can take a still picture and send that as well. It's not only limited to video. You can have your text messaging and your photos and your videos. The best option and feature in all of this is that it's 5 minutes long. So it holds a lot of memory. A lot of apps don't have that kind of heavy-duty storage for that memory. I've seen several people who sign for the 5 minutes and then start another message so that they can do a full, complete story in the 10 minutes and without any problem, and that happens very often. With an iPhone, I might try to send that message, and it will keep in there. What happens is it stays in their storage. It takes up memory in the cloud and on the phone. With Glide, it goes to Glide's cloud, which is completely separate from iCloud or any of your memory. They keep it there so it does not take out memory from your phone. So it's a great memory saver to let you add more apps on your phone. So that's a definite benefit with Glide. Are there any questions so far? Great. All right. I'm going to go ahead and give you a short demonstration. So you can see the green Glide, or excuse me, the G for the Glide app, it's blue. So you need to download it from wherever you get it, and you insert your phone number, and you put in a username, and you can put a little picture for the icon there. So when a person is sending it, you'll know who you're sending it to. It makes it just a little bit faster. It looks really complicated, but it's not that bad. So you can see right over here, if you press this icon, it looks like a person's face. You'll see up on the top here the FAQs. And these are great. The website doesn't have this. They don't do a whole lot of explaining because you have to download and get the app and read all that. Right here, it's accessible, ready for you, right on the app. It's very self-explanatory. You can just get the basic functions by reading the FAQs. One downside for me, personally, with Glide is that I have to turn on the mic to run it. It's required that you have the mic on. And I know that seems to be a problem, so you need to make sure your mic is on in the setup, and then go ahead and you can use that. That's one downside that I found. This is the settings and how everything gets set up. You can have personalized to vibrate if you want to know that you've received a message. So there's all your options there available for you. So obviously we're seeing the camera on the camera. You see that red button in the center there? All you have to do is push that and it'll record you immediately. It's just that simple. One thing I learned today, thanks to this workshop, they asked me to present, it let me learn something new. If you see the lightning bolt up at the top, that's a great feature. Let me point that out here. So, if you're in a dark room and you push that, it will self-illuminate. So you are able to see everything better and the recording comes out and you're not in the dark. I tested it this morning and it worked. I'm impressed. You'll see the rotation there. If you need to have the camera rotate towards you or away from you, that's up at the top. Down here at the bottom, there's an icon where you can download from your iPhone. And I don't have it set up with permissions, but you can have it where it downloads from your iPhone, downloads your photos. These are the emojis. They're little GIFs. They're kind of cute little characters that you can send, kind of like Snapchat has too. I haven't seen one. I haven't used them, but they're here. So you can see all the different options, and you get the idea. It's a little bit tough to see, but up at the top, there's the lightning bolt and where you can reverse the camera. And there's also a scroll along the top, and it allows you to have different filters, and I'll show you that, different camera styles. There's the one that's standard, and you would indicate none. This would let you record in black and white, so you can make a video in black and white. This is called disco. So you can sign like you're at a nightclub with the color and the dancers, I guess. This is an X-ray filter. So it's one of about 15 different filters that are available. So if you look at the top and scroll along the top there, you'll find all the different options. So if you see here, these are the friends that are using Glide, and you see all their pictures on the icons there, and these are all the people who have downloaded the app. And so if I were to use my technological crystal ball, I would hope that someone will build a device that will have universal access. So there isn't so much of this, what do you use, what do you have, that will allow us all to connect to each other. And as far as when that will happen, we'll have to wait and see. But that's what I see in my crystal ball.